Hello everyone, Jessica here, and welcome back to my YouTube channel and blog. Today I'm going to be playing around with some alcohol inks and making a water scene background that I'll die cut. So I'm using the alcohol ink color Stream, and I'm just placing that all over using some blending solution to have it kind of fade out. And then I also used some Pebble, which is like a light, almost brownish gray color, and I'm mixing that in at the bottom. I have a watercolor paintbrush. It's just a really cheap one, and I'm using that to kind of blend everything out and make some waves. And then I'm taking some more blending solution, and I just added that to the Tim Holtz glass media mat, and I picked that up with my paintbrush, and I can tap it and splatter that blending solution everywhere, and it creates this really fun texture. Now I didn't like how that bottom portion was looking, so I added some more blending solution to it and then kind of sopped it up with a paper towel. And then I can add some more of that Pebble alcohol ink color, and then I add some more Stream alcohol ink to that. What are some of your favorite alcohol ink combinations? Let me know. Leave me a suggestion down in the comments below. I'm always looking to try different colors. I really like this glass media mat. It just cleans up so easily. I added just a little bit of rubbing alcohol and used that same paper towel that I had used previously, and it's all clean. So I have this Hero Arts stamp, and it's Otterly Amazing. And it's got these two cute little otters in it. I'm going to stamp those with the Gina K Amalgam Ink. And I'm using my little travel stamp platform again. And I'm going to stamp these right onto some Nina 80-pound cardstock. And as always, I do double stamp these, but I don't show that just because it's so repetitive. After that alcohol ink background has dried, I take a rectangle die and I cut it out, and then I'm going to add some windows with these circle dies. And these are from, I believe it's from Memory Box. There's like 21 of these circle dies in this set. It's a really great set, great value. I didn't actually adhere those down with like washi tape or anything. I just carried it over to my workstation. And then I'm removing the dies and just putting those into a little magnetic dish. That way they're all stored together. I have a habit of losing dies like crazy. So I'm taking those otters that I had stamped earlier, and I'm going to die cut those out. I'm not sure why I die cut those out first without coloring them, but that's the way I did it. It made it a little harder to color because it was hard to keep a hold of them, but I just add some dark gray to the shadowy areas and then blend out with a bunch of lighter grays and a couple cream colors of the pencils. And I'll have all the Prismacolor pencils that I used on my blog and down below in the description. It wasn't anything fancy, it was really simple. I took a piece of surf blue cardstock from Simon Says Stamp, and I'm tracing out a circles for the top left and the lower right circles, the two smaller ones, because I'm going to be doing some stamping right onto that background. And that way I had a little diagram on where I should be stamping these little images. These are all stamps from that same Otterly Amazing stamp set by Hero Arts. So I have a little clamshell with a pearl in it, and then there's a couple fish images too. I'm going to be doing some repeat stamping with those ones. Since these are brand new, I just take my finger real quick and kind of rough up the surface, and that helps me anyways with getting the ink to stick to brand new stamps. I'm using the Gina K Amalgam Ink again. You can see where I have kind of placed those inside the circles, and now I've added a few more of the fishes to that top circle, and then there is also this cluster of schooling fish, and some little bubbles that I've added to the circle with the pearl in it. I'm going to stamp those just one more time. And then I'm going to color those in because they're stamped on that surf blue cardstock. I'm going to color all the images in with a white Prismacolor pencil. And then go back through and add other colors to these. And that'll just make the images, or that'll just make the coloring pop a little bit more. I'm not really stressing about coloring over the black lines either, because I will take a micron pen and retrace to make those black lines pop a little bit more. I'm using one of the pencils that I used on the otters to color in these little schooling fish. I'm also going to use a purple and a light pink to color in the rest of the images. And I don't think I said it, but when I did the alcohol ink background, I did add a little bit of the Cool Perry alcohol ink, which is like a purple. It has two colors to it. It can be purple, it can be pink. So there's just a little bit of those colors in that background. So adding the purples and pinks to these images, it'll kind of help bring those colors that are in the background out. So here I am with the micron pen. This is the 0.02. It's a pretty fine tip pen, but I'm just using that to trace over. I do have a scratch piece of paper off to the side that I can kind of scribble on because of the wax in the pencil. It does kind of clog up the pen tip a bit, so it'll start to skip. I probably go through a lot of micron pens because of using the pens this way. But I like the way that it looks. You could also save the stamp images on your stamp platform and then restamp. But since I stamped these images multiple times, that would have been a little bit difficult. So this is just the easy way that I'm going to do it. I'm taking the sentiment, which just says "You are utterly amazing." And I have a scrap piece of Nina 80-pound cardstock. I'm just going to stamp that right on there with some black ink. It's the Gina K Amalgam Ink again. And I'm taking that blue cardstock that we did the pencil coloring on. I'm adhering tape down with my ATG gun, and I'm going to attach that to a side fold A2 size card base. I still have a couple of these side fold cards that I had pre-made. I don't use these a lot, that style anyways. I usually do the top fold, but I just grabbed this one. There's no rhyme or reason. I also take my eraser real quick and just erase that circle that I had drawn on with the pencil earlier, the two circles. The alcohol ink background I'm going to pop up, and I'm using this foam tape. You've probably seen me use this before. I don't talk very highly of it. I'm trying to get it out of my stash because I have a bunch of it still. So I'm just using this. I would have rather used Scotch foam tape, but I am not buying any more of that until I get through with this foam tape, this brand. So they actually I don't think they make this anymore. I can see why. It's really not that bad, but I find it difficult to use. I'm lining that up onto the surf blue cardstock, and then I'm going to adhere two of the circles that I had cut out with those circle dies to the larger circles. Hopefully that made sense. And then I can attach the otters onto those with some Tombow Mono Monte glue. I thought that looked cute with the smaller circles in the background. I added a little flag end to the sentiment, and I'm going to attach that down just above the large otter. I did add glossy accents to the fishes that are in the top left and the bottom right, and then to the eyes of the otter. But I also wanted to add some of the clear Nuvo drops all around the card to kind of make it look like bubbles. And then for the inside, I just took the other two circles that I had that were kind of spare parts, and I just attached those to the inside. I've been enjoying the underwater kind of theme of cards lately, so I hope you enjoyed today's video. You can connect with me on Instagram or email me directly or comment below with any questions you might have about card making. I will always do my best to help. All the products I use today are linked on my blog and help support new products and supplies for this channel. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe to see the latest videos from me. I appreciate you, and I will see you in the next one. Bye! Meh, meh.